Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1984 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Chicago White Sox and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the White Sox today is Britt Burns, whose record is 11-7 with a 3.27 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Brian Kelly, whose record is 12-4 with a 3.63 ERA. Okay, I needed a day off yesterday to recover from that 10-9 victory by the Royals. We split the series with Kansas City, a team that we really should have won all 4 games, but it wasn't meant to be. We are kind of in that stage now where the starting pitching has hit the wall, the bullpen. I feel like the game is forcing them to get their ERAs up. We had, most of our team ERA, our bullpen ERA, are in the mid to late 1s, early 2s. Maybe we had 1 or 2 in the 3+ range, and now they're all sort of ballooning at this point. So it's like a last-ditch effort to get a lot of the players' averages, whether it's the earned run average or the batting average, back to where they really ought to be. And that's why we're struggling a little bit more than we should be. One of the ways that I feel like you can counteract that in this game is by playing your scrubs, like your bench players or your September call-ups, because they haven't accumulated any, real positive or negative stats yet. And so, like, you can, they'll come through for you in the clutch for the most part. But when your team pitching is giving up 10 runs a game, that makes it kind of tough to overcome that. And it was a rough game, and I really just needed a break from it to focus on some other projects. Speaking of that, before we get started with today's game, 1 week from yesterday, so this upcoming Sunday, the 1981 Detroit Lions alternate history season will begin. That's season 2 in an ongoing series in which we try to change the fate of the Detroit Lions past. We had a terrible first year going 4-12, as I had never played the game before, Football Mogul. We were using 2017 Football Mogul. As I've never played it before, so it was a little bit of a challenge. Now I have a better understanding of how the gameplay works, but unfortunately we're saddled with Gary Danielson as our quarterback, who is, at best an average QB. He's kind of like a Baker Mayfield quality player now, if you were to compare it to someone. But we had some really good draft picks. We drafted Ronnie Lott. We drafted Lawrence Taylor. So we improved our defense. So it's going to be fun. I actually am really looking forward to that. I as much as this game, Baseball Mogul, annoys the shit out of me, I did get some pleasure out of playing the Football Mogul version. Mostly because I had never really explored it before. So that is coming up. And then at the end of this season, we will have the 1970 Seattle Pilots what-if scenario, where we will continue the existence of the Seattle Pilots, but the Milwaukee Brewers will not exist in our little scenario. So that will be fun. They won't exist until the Mariners would have come into place, which would have been 1977. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with today's ball game. As always, I appreciate everyone following along, like and or subscribe to the channel. I think on Saturday of this upcoming week, we will start the contest. We'll start the entry for the giveaway that's coming up for the grand prize for the end of the year. I don't exactly have the second place prize yet. I have a item that I'm targeting, but I'm looking forward to coming to a better price. So we'll see how that works out. Okay, Brian Kelly is our starting pitcher. He's been god-awful. And here's our bullpen. Gumpert and Rosie will not be available today, but we got LaCourte and Montgomery as other arm options, so not a big deal there. And then we have in the starting lineup versus Britt Burns, another lefty. In fact, all three starting pitchers for the White Sox are left-handers in this series, so that's going to be very challenging for our team. The only Tiger that we're sitting because he is tired is Lou Whitaker, who's a left-handed bat anyway, and he does not hit lefties well. He was batting .241, so we're going to sit him out and put Doug Baker in there. And instead of having Marty Party catch, we're going to put Terry Kennedy in the lineup and just drop him down. Although he has been struggling, he has been driving in runs, which he had 2 sacrifice flies in the game from 2 days ago. So we need as anybody who can generate some runs. So there's our lineup for today. Okay, let's go ahead and do the lineup rundown for the Chicago White Sox. Look at all the home runs in that lineup. Batting leadoff, playing center field, is Ty Gainey. Batting second at second base is Johnny Ray. Batting third at shortstop is Dale SVEUM. Batting cleanup and catching is Joel Skinner. Batting fifth at first base is Sap Randall. Batting sixth in left field is Ron Kittle. Batting seventh at third base is Tim Hulett. Batting eighth and DHing is Rod Allen. And batting ninth is the right fielder, Chris Bourjos. Okay, Brian Kelly making his 28th start, 12-4 with a .363 ERA, 86 strikeouts. In a career high 146 and a third innings pitched. Opponents are batting .249 against him. 1 complete game on the year. Fastball tops out at 93. Ground ball percentage is 48.4%. He's got 3 pitches, all above league average. We know this stuff. It doesn't really mean anything, right? Like, he has been pitching terrible for what seems like forever. He hasn't had a win in his last 5 starts. Now, he didn't give up a run versus Seattle, but we could not generate any runs ourselves that game, and we took him out, when he started to fade a little bit. Who knows what he's got in store for us today? Let's take a look at our defense. It's solid everywhere. We have Baker at second base today, and Tillman at first. Kennedy back behind the plate. All the outfielders are in. I did forget to mention that Willie Wilson in center is listed as tired. He is the only other Tiger, but we're going to make him play today. Otherwise, our only other option would be a left-handed bat in center field, and try to avoid that, I guess. Okay, here we go. Ty Gainey leading off versus Brian Kelly. We've got a good bullpen, so if Kelly cannot get it done today, we'll just yank him and send him to the showers. Gainey will strike out to lead off the ball game. Like to see that from Kelly. He did have 5 strikeouts in his previous start. Johnny Ray up next with a 1-0 count. Ground ball to second. And Baker making the play. 2 down. Here is the shortstop in the batting third. With all this power, it makes no sense. It's Dale SVEUM. And a 1-0 count. Fly ball to center. And a nice 1-2-3 inning. For Kelly, we go to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at that Tiger lineup. Batting leadoff. Playing center field is Willie Wilson. Batting second at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting third in left field is Kirk GIBSON. Batting cleanup, playing third base is George Brett. Batting fifth in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting sixth and catching is Terry Kennedy. Batting seventh at first base is Rusty Tillman. Batting eighth and DHing is Kevin Bass. And batting ninth is Doug Baker at the second base position. Okay, it is the White Sox ace, Britt Burns, on the mound. He's making his 25th start. 11-7 with a .327 ERA, 141 strikeouts, and 181 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .242 against him. He's got 5 complete games. 2 shutouts. His fastball tops out at 91 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 44.2%. Fastball rated a 91, a slider rated an 83. Overall rating a 91. The 25-year-old left-hander is arbitration eligible at the end of next year. Looking at his log, he just got a victory in his last start. He went 8 innings, giving up 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 walk, and struck out 8 against the Tigers. So that does not bode well. Here's the defense for the White Sox. Outfield, pretty strong, considering. Shortstop is the one weakness. That is Dale SVEUM with a 79. Still right around league average. Behind the plate is Joel Skinner, and he's got an 82 arm. So a little bit of a risk. What's his percentage? 30%. So he's among the league leaders. Look at that, a 1.3 defensive WAR and a range of 12.9. So he gets to a lot of infield ground balls, I guess. Okay, here we go. Willie Wilson leading off versus Brett Burns. Come on. Wilson smokes it to center field. Unfortunately, it's right at the center fielder, GAINEY, for out number 1. 1 down. Here is Alan TRAMMELL. TRAMMELL strikes out. 2 quick outs for Britt Burns. I mean, I feel like every game, it's like we get to the 4th inning before we even get a hit. The last game notwithstanding. And Gibson grounds out to first. The last game was a slugfest. I mean, no pitcher could get anyone out. And it was really sad to see Browning get battered the 2nd consecutive game. We go to the top of the 2nd. Here's Joel Skinner leading off. Skinner with a ground ball to first, and Tillman makes an error. Leadoff man is on. Here is Sap Randall. You can't make these mistakes against the White Sox with all that power. Randall leading the team in home runs. Well, he's going to get another shot at first. And a double play. So the GOAT and the hero back-to-back plays. That's how baseball works, right? So that's the first double play I've seen us have in so long. KITTLE strikes out, and we go to the bottom of the 2nd. No score, no hits. And George Brett leading off, batting .323 versus left-handers. Ground ball to 2nd. Play made by Johnny Ray, 1 down. Here's Glenn Wilson against the left-hander. We try to move him up in the lineup. He does bat .246, which for him is respectable. And a base hit to left field. You got Ken hanging that curveball. Wilson, even a professional, semi-professional hitter like Wilson, can wrap a hit out of it. So we got Wilson on first. Terry Kennedy at the plate. This is not the 2 guys you want to have back-to-back on the base path. Kennedy pulls it right at first. Wilson dives back to the bag. Almost doubled off. So Wilson's safe at first. 2 down, and Rusty Tillman's up. Tillman batting .412 versus lefties. He's got a couple home runs. And a ground ball to short. Should end the inning. Oh, he boots it! Dale SVEUM boots it. And now the Tigers have a chance to drive in a run. It's Kevin Big Hit Bass. Kind of the guy you want up there, right? He's been, as a number 4 outfielder, he's been producing batting .292 with 7 home runs. A 1-0 count, pulled to left field, falls in for a hit. Glenn Wilson scores from 2nd, an unearned run. I mean, that had to happen in order to score. We know that, but you know what? At least it's in our favor for once. So 1st and 3rd, give Bass an RBI single. Doug Baker, he's batting .360 versus lefties. First pitch swinging, and a ground ball to short. Well, the Tigers take the lead. Thanks to Dale SVEUM's error, we go to the top of the 3rd. 1-0 Detroit. Here's Tim HULETT leading off. HULETT having a great year. Really his second full season. Batting .295, 22 home runs. And Kelly walks him. So the leadoff man is on. Only the first walk for Kelly. I say only because he's good for 4 or 5 every game. Rod Allen at the plate, a ground ball to Britt. Sidearms it to second to get the force. Could not turn 2. Rod Allen on first with 1 down. Here's Chris BOURJOS. Getting the name right. And there's walk number 2. Well, we're due for a strikeout, technically, right? It's first and second, 1 down. Here's GAINEY, about ready to tie the game up. You don't call him tie for nothing. Yeah, it's a strikeout, of course. So 2 walks and a strikeout. And the switch hitter, Johnny Ray, up. Man, this is one of those situations where I wish they still had outfield in as an option. They took it away because they couldn't control it. They couldn't find a way to make it useful because it was working like all the time. So they just take it out of the ball game. But this would be a play to do that because he's got no power. And try to keep the ball in front of us. On the other hand, Johnny Ray hits a lot of doubles. So we'll see what happens. Ground ball to short. TRAMMELL up. Making the play. We go to the bottom of the third. Willie Wilson leading off. Flew out first time up. And he's going to do the same thing. This time it's a high fly ball instead of that line out. Wilson 0 for 2 now as TRAMMELL steps to the plate. Struck out the first time. High fly ball into left center field. And the Tiger bats are just getting under it. 2 down. GIBSON at the plate. Now GIBSON, despite being a lefty, does have the most home runs on the team versus lefties. He's got 6. I believe George Brett does as well. No contact there. Good bounce back inning for Britt Burns. A 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the 4th with Dale SVEUM. Full count. And another strikeout. Good job. Sidearm curve. Coming in at his feet. 1 out. Next man up is Joel Skinner striking out. That sidearm curve is looking solid. 5 Ks. That's as many as he had in his last start. You know the walks are coming though, right? I feel like if we could get him through 5, we got to pull him. He's already done more than we've expected, and he's due to get pummeled. Randall pops it up in front of home plate. This happened in the last game, and Kennedy went out and dropped it. Here it's caught by the catcher Kennedy, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Detroit. George Brett leading off. 1-2 count to Brett. Wow, Britt Burns looking pretty good with the slider. A slider away from a left-hander seems like it'd be an impossible pitch to hit. 1 down. Here's Glenn Wilson. He's got one of the 2 Tigers hits, and he strikes out. Can he strike out the side? It's Kennedy. 3-1 count. Ground ball to second. And we're moving on to the 5th. All right. So we know from experience the expectation here is that Brian Kelly's going to give up a shit ton of runs. It's the 5th inning, right? And this would be the inning that would get him the win. And this is usually the inning where most human-controlled pitchers get destroyed. So all we can do is push a button. Yep. So, I mean, we could just pull him now, right? And accept the fact that we are making the right decision at 53 pitches. It's a certainty, right? Let's prove the point. 2-1 count. Yeah, ground ball to second. Baker underhands it to second. Yeah, they can't turn two. Okay, well, Kelly's earned another opportunity. It's Rod Allen, though, batting .320 with 25 home runs. This guy's your number 8 hitter, not your number 3 hitter. He's scary down there, though. 2-2 count. And he strikes him out. Kelly defying all odds with 6 strikeouts. It's like Browning, his 2 terrible starts has now turned into 2 good starts for Kelly. 2 outs. We're going to guard the lines now against Chris Burgess. Full count. Oh, good call by me. Ground ball to first, and Tillman will make the play. That is all we are going to ask from our boy Brian Kelly. He'll leave with the lead, as tenuous as it seems. Here's Rusty Tillman leading off, and a base hit to left. Oh, yeah, there it goes. It falls in front of the left fielder, Kittle. Do we want to go for 2? We do, but we will not. We'll let our boy Kevin Bass hit and run. Bass 1 for 1 with an RBI today. And to right field. Get down. Get to the wall. Tillman goes to third. First and third. Nobody out. And Doug Baker's up. It's a go on contact situation. He's a good bunter, but not good at putting the ball in play. That doesn't really seem right. Well, he's not striking out. Oh, he's doing a lot more than that. Can Bass score from first? He does. A 2 RBI double for Dougie Baker, his 9th of the year. And the Tigers are up 3-0. There's still nobody out. Let's see if Wilson could pull it to the right side. I mean, again, he's listed as tired, and he's slumping big time. He's down to .280 batting average. I mean, I know he was batting .375 for a while as a Tiger in a Tiger uniform, and which is impossible to keep up. But now he's almost useless to us as the game overcorrects, of course. So we're going to hit to the right side. Let's just pop it over that way. Pop it. There you go. Good job by Wilson. Now get Baker to third. We're not going to pull the infield in. Oops. Go on contact. 0 for 2 today for Trammell with a strikeout. Oh, shit. Okay, there we go. That'll get a run in. 4-0. Oh, another error by the shortstop, SVEUM. That's his second one of the ball game. So, yeah, they're not giving RBIs or earned runs. Britt Burns is going to be punished today for his previous sins in this game, but he's not going. He's going to be gently whipped, which feels good sometimes. So Trammell's on first. We're going to let Gibson swing away. We've already scored 3. Gibson a deep fly ball to center, 397 feet. That's not going to get it done. And George Brett with a 1-1 count grounds out to second. So Brett's 0 for 3 today. The Tigers score 3, timely hitting, and an error. We go to the top of the 6th. Brian Kelly, thank you for your service. Now we do have a left-hander coming up, and we know this is Paul Gibson's wheelhouse, although we did this in the 10-9 loss, and he walked the guy. What's he got in store? Oh, shit. Oh, line drive to second. Gainey worked the count. 7-pitch at bat. 2 more switch hitters, so Gibson may as well stay in there. 2-1 count to Johnny Ray, and a base hit past the glove of Baker. Runner on first. Here's Dale SVEUM. He is looking to make up for his field miscues. Well, this is where they're going to get their one run as GIBSON throws a wild pitch. And then he walks away. So, yeah. So, thanks for nothing. Let's bring in Frank LaCourte. Now, oh, man, this feels wrong because he's been so good. Look at this. And so, what that tells me is he's due to get hammered. Oh, gosh. All right, here we go. And it's the cleanup hitter, Joel Skinner. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. We've already had 2 wild pitches this inning, and a walk, and a single that just got past the second baseman. So there's going to be 2 runs that's going to score here, and there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. We'll bring the corners in, but those 2 runs are going to score no matter what, and there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah. So it's 4-2. Let's just get it over with. After you score runs, they automatically get a strikeout. We know how that works. Then a walk. Tim HULETT drives in another run. And then a line drive to center. There was nothing we could do, right? I think you would agree. I talked it all the way out, all the way through it. We knew exactly what would happen. So they get 3 runs, and we only have a 1-run lead now with Glenn Wilson leading off. And now Britt Burns will pitch lights out the rest of the way, right? We are completely done scoring. Yeah, it's over now. It's a matter of whether or not we can keep them off the board. Frank LaCourte gave up a run. We knew that would happen. Jeff Montgomery coming in to face BOURJOS. Probably future closer for us. Oh, an error by the catcher. Oh, no. Usually that's a 50-50 shot that it's an error. Instead, we'll take it. Okay, in comes SVEUM. Want to smoke some SVEUM? Sherman Corbett. Whoever created this was smoking some SVEUM. I'll tell you that right now. He walks. Great. Now we got to guard the lines. Nicely done. Still got to guard the lines. Struck out Johnny Ray. They'll walk strikeout combo, of course, because a child programmed this game. And then GAINEY was caught stealing. That's just dumb as hell. But we'll take it. Here's Kevin Bass. Yeah, it doesn't matter what we do now. This is done, done, done. Oh, that one leaks past the second baseman for a hit. Well, we will hit and run with Willie Wilson. There's no other way that he's going to get on base today. Yeah. Now it does get Baker over. It would be great to get an insurance run, but that does not seem likely. Trammell's 0 for 3 today. Yep. That's 5 strikeouts. Man, I know you guys are going to hate me for this. Dave Smith coming into the ball game. Our top choke artist. There's a ground ball in the hole. Baker makes the play. 1 down. Joel Skinner striking out. 2 down. Here's Sap Randall. Ground ball to first. And that'll do it. Good job. Britt Burns, by the way, only at 74 pitches, has not walked anyone today and only gave up two earned runs. He's not giving up anymore. I can promise you that. Here's Gibby. Oh, wow. Ground ball in the hole. Leadoff man is on. Only the 7th hit for the Tigers today. Absolutely a hit-and-run situation. Brett's average down to 301, by the way. Oh, a base hit to center field. Gibby to third. It is first and third. Nobody out. Hit and run time with Glenn Wilson. He's got a hit today. 1-0 count. Ground ball in the hole. It's short. Gibby coming home. And he scores. It's 5-3. Brett goes to second. Certainly would love an opportunity here. Look at Terry Kennedy's average has dropped down to 232. He was well over 300 versus lefties. I bet you he hasn't had a hit in 40 at-bats versus left-handers. Oops, I wish there was a way to know that. Ground ball to first, getting Brett over to third. And Rusty Tillman, he's 1 for 3 today. Pulled into left field for out number 3. Well, we get an insurance run. That feels good. We will bring in Barry Larkin to play first. And everywhere else, we're fine. It's fine. Okay, we're bringing Tom Henke. He just got blowed up in that last game. How many blown saves does he have now? He's got 2. Took the loss. I mean, he hasn't had a lot of save opportunities lately. The Terminator. Got that defensive upgrade there at first base. Here's Ron Kittle. A 1-2 count. Ground ball to short. Trammell. And that's the ball game right there. There's nothing we can do, so we're just going to play it out. Wow. Hewlett swinging at a pitch that's 2 feet outside. Someone's going to get a 2-run home run here. A comebacker. Will it be Chris Bourjos for the tie? Yep. And now for the win, Ty Gainey. And the game is tied. And the game is over. I mean, there's nothing we could do. It's exactly the way the game planned it the whole time. Well, we've got no more right-handed pitchers in the bullpen now. And there you go. That's the ball game. This game was over in the first inning. George Brett does have 2 home runs against Dewey. Okay. Well, I like Kennedy in this spot. He is he's 0 for 4 today. Look, if you take a look, I'm telling you, the only players that get hits are the scrubs late in the season. You might get somebody that's already reached their average, their means. Like for Brett, it's 300. For GIBSON, it's 280, right? And so, like GIBSON is, he's betting 287. So maybe his is 285 because he got a hit today. And Brett's is 300. He's betting 302. So Kennedy, he's betting 326, but he's way above whatever he should be. He does hit righties, so he lost the game. So yeah, that game was over before it even started. That's unfortunate. And conveniently, Boston loses as well. Is there anybody else? Toronto, are they eliminated today or were they already eliminated? I can't remember. No, so they're eliminated today. Looking at their team, Rich Rowland, September call-up. Oh, the Bull, they tired of the Bull. Who's their DH? Oh, someone named Van Snyder. And the left fielder is this Mexican League player. So, I mean, they've got some okay rated players. Yep. Okay, pitching. Yeah, they got nothing. I mean, Dave Steve will come back for at least one or two starts, but he's been terrible. For whatever reason, he is terrible in this sim. So they have a bunch of schlubs in there other than Steve Davis. Jimmy Key will be good in this game eventually. He's still young. I think he's a rookie, right? 23 years old. So, I mean, he'll be all right. But everybody else is just crap. All right, National League. Well, the Cubbies have won 8 in a row. They've jumped over Philadelphia now. New York has won 4. They won, how many? They won 14 in a row, and then they lost 1, and now they've won 4 in a row. The Dodgers have already won. They're 1 win away from 100 wins on the season. Crazy. Let's take a look at headline news. Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Mike Boddicker hurls a shutout. He hurls. Randy Johnson strikes out 15 Cardinals batters. I mean, Browning getting traded to Detroit from Cincinnati. All that did was make room for the big unit. I kind of want to look at his scouting. He has 81 strikeouts and 74 innings pitched as a 20-year-old. That's pretty crazy. That's all there is. Transactions. The only thing that's new is, no, we already saw Mike Witt, is Juan Bonilla. He is injured forever. He might be back in time for spring training, right? That's too bad. In this game, he's actually pretty solid. He's a solid player. Not this, I mean, you know, he's injured, but he's not bad. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Man, I mean, there's nothing I could do. I mean, I used all the players the way I should have used them. We pulled in our 2 best relievers. The guy that we traded for to replace the guy that sucked, and he blows the save. There's nothing we could have done. The error to start off the inning by TRAMMELL, the guy who's leading American League shortstops in fielding percentage, he makes an error. There's nothing I could do. So there's, you know, you just have to accept the loss. Our bullpen gave up 4 earned runs of 6, right? So our bullpen, as I said, is giving up the runs to get even. There's nothing I could do about that. Roger Weaver thwarts us again, and Dewey Robinson gets the save, which is too bad because Britt Burns pitched well. He only pitched badly because he had to pitch badly to give us the lead. Otherwise, I mean, but none of our important hitters did anything. It was just the schlubs. Tillman, Bass, and Baker. 3 guys that we don't normally start got 5 of our 8 hits, and then only 1 each from players who are already in whatever their threshold is. Willie Wilson is tanking incredibly, and clearly Alan Trammell's is like 280, right? So he's going to fall until he gets to that level again, and then he'll have a good game. I mean, it's just the way the game's designed. There's nothing we can do about it. It's a shitty, shitty game. Okay, that's going to do it. We're going to come back tomorrow with Game 2 of the series to see what kind of other horrible things will happen to us. Until then, everyone, have a great day.